What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Games to the Glory Days. I am your host, Johnny Blitz. Yes, finally getting back into the video game side of things. I just love doing my food reviews. They're easy. Getting guests on here is hard because transportation and other things that go on. Everybody has different schedules. So this is a video. I like to do the ones where I just talk about my favorite video games on systems and just by myself. But it's fun to have a guest because it's fun to talk about differences and similarities that we have. But today's video, we're going to be talking about my top 10 favorite Dreamcast games. Now, Dreamcast was way ahead of its time. It came out, and then the PS2 came out, and the PS2 was the best-selling system of all time. So, yeah, it just destroyed, and it didn't have a very long life. Way too ahead of its time. I love it. One of my favorite systems. People will disagree and say it was a garbage system, but I disagree. Sega hasn't made a system since. But here we go. Starting with number 10, we have Crazy Taxi. This was an arcade game in Japan, brought to a system in America. And I love this game. It was, you played a taxi driver who drew an Impala taxi, and you had to pick up customers and drive them all around the city to drop them off within a time limit and make them as much money as you can to pass on to the next level. It was a fun little arcade game. Time trials. This person wants to go to Fila, this person wants to go here, this person wants to go there. And it got harder and harder, and the farther you had to travel as time went on was really difficult. Number 9, Soulcalibur. You guys know Soulcalibur. I think they're up to 6 or 7 games now. But this was released on Dreamcast, and it brought in weapons into games. There could have been another one. I think there was one for PlayStation, which was Soul Edge. Me and my cousin used to play this, and basically Soulcalibur made a better version of that game. Even though Soul Edge was fun, Soulcalibur later brought in characters from like Star Wars and Tekken and other characters from different video games like Link and Spawn. I think they brought into for Soulcalibur 2. GameCube had Link. PS2 had Heihachi from Tekken, and Xbox had Spawn. Great game. It was fun on all 3 systems to play as the different characters. I think eventually on the Xbox, they made we could download all the other characters too. But great game. Lots of fun. Not much to say, just a fighting game where you fight with weapons. Number 8, Virtual Tennis. Just your average tennis game. And here is where I say that sports games on the Dreamcast were a little bit more modern and more realistic because they're a little bit harder to play, but a lot more fun. Virtual tennis was fast paced, and we used to get into very big battles in this and go back and forth, and you would win, I would win, you would win, I would win. Just a lot of fun. So number 7, we have International Track and Field. Basically anything you can think when it comes to track and field: races, shot put, javelin, long jump, triple jump, pole vaulting, is that? Yeah, where you jump over the bar. The vault, where you jump over the vault and do tricks. Lots of fun. I sucked at most of the events, besides like the javelin or whatever. Number 6, Tee Off. This was a golf game, and this one was pretty good. I mean, it brought in the old style of clubs, like the wooden clubs. Just fun, like arcadey type golf game. It was a little bit on the harder side, but I enjoyed it. Number 5, we're on the top 5 now. Number 5, we have Toy Commander. This game was amazing. There was lots of levels, different things. It was you were in a house and you started off in this room and then you went to the kitchen and the basement, then the attic, upstairs, the bedrooms, and then to fight the final boss you went into the basement. This game was loads and loads and loads of fun. Started off in every room had different amount of levels, and you had to drive up planks and you could fall off and go all the way back down to the beginning. And then it was like plastic armored men shooting at you. Some levels you were able to shoot back, some levels you had to drive and just not get destroyed. Just an all-around fun game. Toy Commander, if you haven't played it, I highly recommend it. Number 4, we have Zombie Revenge. This was like a House of the Dead style shoot 'em up where your character moves on its own and you had to shoot the zombies as they were coming to you, but it was third person instead of first person. This game gets ridiculously hard, and it doesn't, you can run out of ammo unlike the other games. It was absolutely ridiculous at some points, and it was not always the same. Sometimes it was easy to kill monsters, and the next time you played the same level it wasn't, so it wasn't consistent. Number 3, we have Blue Stinger. This was an adventure, Resident Evil like, but with dinosaurs, and you're trying to go out to save an infection. So it's basically the same thing, but they turn into like these, instead of zombies, these humanoid creatures with like arms, like Dead Space tentacles that come out of their arm, and then you have to fight dinosaurs like velociraptors, and at the end you fight the T-Rex. Great game. Very different. The saving in this game is a little bit different too, but loads and loads and loads of fun. Number 2, Rush 2049. I played this on arcade and loved it during times of Sports Plus and everything like that. I don't think they have this around in arcades anymore unless you go to like a vintage arcade. Then they released it on the N64. I didn't like it. But when I played the version on Dreamcast, the controls were better. Doing the stunts with the car, I got really good at it, where I could, like, someone would hit me and I would flip the car back over and go through little tiny cracks in the wall and land back on my wheels. I got really good at this game, and I unlocked everything: cars, wheels, engines. It was just loads and loads and loads of fun. And number 1, this has been on the list. My favorite Dreamcast game is Shemu. Shemu is basically a game where you walk around and you ask people questions and you fight, and you have to collect you don't have to, but it's fun to do, the capture toys from the quarter machines. Then you can buy products and win things for the house, like games and other capture toys that you can't get in the machine, and cassette tapes for your boombox that you can win for your room. And they re-released this on PlayStation. Apologize for the yawning. And yeah, this game is amazing. They released the 3rd game, which was totally different. He looked a little bit different. He looks like he got younger rather than older. I'm happy that you see Landy in this game more than you do in the second game, because you see him maybe once or twice in the second game. But the 3rd game, you hear about him more. You actually see him in. Supposedly there was supposed to be a 4, 5, and 6 game, but whatever. The Kickstarter for 3 barely got started, so I don't know why they couldn't just end it. And if they make another one, they should just end it with 4, because the 3rd one was fun and I loved seeing all the old characters, but the controls were terrible. The playstyle was not the same. I just didn't like it. It wasn't the fun that I had with the first 2 ones. Thank you guys. Tell me what your favorite Dreamcast games are. And I know most people are going to say just Dreamcast sucks, and I don't blame you. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.